Okay, welcome back to another podcast with Queens Off Script with Cory Isiah McNair.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
It's Sherilyn and Ella here today. Hey, yeah, we got someone very important here for the city,
Outside.
and we have a lot of questions to ask. So we're gonna get right into
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
it. So we know you've been serving the city for some years now,
Yeah.
from mentoring youth, being a detective. What keeps you rooted in Trenton, and after seeing so much of the real side of it?
Yeah. Well, once again, I was born and raised in the city of Trenton. I'm
Okay.
the only law enforcement officer in my entire family.
Wow.
Um, so my family came from the other side of the tracks, right?
Okay.
And not, I would say, based on selfish reasons, but based on disparity. Disparities of the experience right here in the city.
Right.
And so when I was given the opportunity to go away to college, I knew that there was no other place that I would go back to other than Trenton. Right? 'Cause
Yes. You're really
yeah,
right.
so many times in my life, I've seen people who gain success, have come from communities like Trenton, and they've left and haven't come back.
Right.
And I think it's important that if God gives you the opportunity to experience something different, that you come back and you give the people, in your community what you've learned, what you've experienced.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I like
Yes, ma'am.
that.
Uh-huh.
So when people hear Cory Isiah McNair,
Yes, ma'am.
what do you hope comes to their mind? The cop, the mentor, or the community leader, or something else?
I'm gonna pull that word out you just mentioned, hope.
Hope.
I want them to think
Okay.
of hope,
Okay.
right? Somebody who never switched up, somebody who cares, and someone who that they can count on.
Yeah, we need that because
Absolutely.
as the city of Trenton, like everyone looks at it as the
Right.
capital, but it's like so many things that are missing here,
Yeah.
and we need someone with that that root that
Yeah.
can inspire the city, who can put things in here that bring people back, that want to have people come back. Because like you said, a lot of people grow up here, they move out, and they don't never
They don't
come
come
back.
back. Yeah.
And they don't want to
And
come
they don't
back.
want to come back, and it's reasons for that, unfortunate.
Yeah.
But you wanna be able to bring people back
Yeah.
to do things, bigger things, especially if they're okay. So growing up in Trenton, what were some lessons that you learned early on and still that guides you today?
So many. First, I would say something that I think everybody can relate upon or relate on is respect. Respect is everything.
Yes.
And I often tell people, think about the way someone treats you when they think they don't need you.
That's a
Because
good
those
one.
that feel as though they don't need you,
Show you how
you'll
they really
find
feel
out
about
how they really are as a person,
Right.
right? They often switch up when they call you, hey, can you get me into this club tonight? Or
Absolutely.
can you make this phone call for me? Or even me as a cop, I got a ticket. Can you help me out?
Right. I'm sure you got a lot
Think
of those.
I get a lot of
phone
those.
calls.
And also they think that my initials are C. McNair. And there's a parking enforcement officer here in the city, and they think that we're the same person. I'm DET C. McNair. She is PEO C. McNair, parking enforcement, and I get inbox like 3 times a week. You wrote me a sweeper ticket. I'm like, I promise it's not me. I promise it's not me. Yeah, but think about the way folks treat you when they think they don't need you.
That's true. That's very true. Especially just in life, period.
In life.
You have to have,
because you never know who want to come up. You never know.
You never know when you on top who you're gonna see
When you
when it
back
come down,
right?
And people miss that
Uh-huh.
because people think because they way up here, you can never
Listen,
come down. Things
listen.
happen in life, and even though it might not be right there and then,
Yeah.
but
Even with y'all
Even
having
with-
a podcast right now, look at Angela Yee, look at Charlemagne. A lot of their careers was launched
Right.
off of things like this,
Right.
right? So small town podcasts. So right now we sitting in Trenton.
Right.
Who knows? Maybe you guys may be in a year,
That's
right? So I want to celebrate this.
Yes.
Listen, speaking it into existence, I want to
That's
celebrate
right.
this moment with you two ladies because this means something.
Right.
Thank you.
And we appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
We
definitely.
do.
Because you're in leadership, so we
Listen.
appreciate that, and especially coming from this town.
Yeah.
We all from this town, and I feel like most of us want to prosper because it
We
feels
do.
like in this small town, it feels
Listen.
like we can't come up out of it.
I
you know?
had one of my friends the other day tell me, and it was so profound. He said, "Nobody wants to lose.
Right.
Nobody wants to be a bum.
Yes.
I don't care where you come from. Nobody wants to lose. Nobody wants their story to be, he didn't make it, he failed.
Right.
We all want to
We
win.
all want to
Right.
win. And then coming from
Absolutely.
this town is so hard sometimes.
Yeah.
You feel trapped.
It
Yeah.
You
feels
feel like
it
you
just
just
sucks you in.
suck you in
Sometimes
until
it's us though. We got to be honest.
Right,
Right.
right.
Sometimes
It's
it's
true.
us.
That's why you got to be held accountable and be like, sometimes we like to place blame, shift blame on other people when
Yeah,
you're in control of your own life
we
and
are.
destiny.
But so when I say us, I mean that part as well, taking accountability, but also some people, and we hear this word a lot, gatekeeping. Some people
What? That's
gatekeep.
one of our
Oh,
words.
we've been talking about that for a
People
while.
have access,
And
right?
won't give it
They
to
can
you.
help us.
And won't.
They are in
Won't.
position to help us, and they're like, nah, you gotta wait your turn. Nah, I'm only letting one person in. I'm like, I'm opening this whole gate open. We
I know
all
that's
gonna have
right.
access.
I know that's right.
We all gonna have access to the
Yes.
promised land.
I love that.
All right, I'm
I
sorry. Go
love
back to your
it.
question.
Let's
Getting
see.
excited, starting to preach. Right.
So you've been in a position where trust really matters, right?
Mhm.
So how do you build that kind of trust where people would have forgot or failed by the system?
So many folks were failed by the system. I think just keep being you, keep showing up. That's what I do. I don't make promises I know I can't keep. I let folks know, listen, I'll try, but I'm gonna give you the cheat code. I'll let you know how it's done, and I won't promise you that I'm gonna be able to do it, right? So for the most part, most things folks call me on, I can deliver on, but I never make promises. Yeah, that's how I think people, they know. Like I was telling my campaign manager as we drove over, people, they can respect when you're authentic and when you're real.
Yes.
So if I come in and I'm making all these promises,
that you can't keep.
Yes.
they're like, come on, bro.
Yes.
Like, really?
And then they'll hold you to that.
They,
oh, he
but
said,
you said,
and
I'm
he
like,
ain't
hold up.
doing none of
I
that.
didn't say that, right? Let's be
right.
clear. I will try to help you.
Right.
I will give you access if I can give you access, but I'm not making any promises.
Right. Okay. All right. So from your experiences on the streets and in City Hall, what do you think Trenton's biggest challenges are? And not what just the headlines say.
Goodness, I could be here with y'all all day, but I'll make it short and I'll say leadership.
Okay.
That's definitely a big challenge. A lot of folks, they want to lead us, and I'll wait. And I know you guys have more questions, so I'll wait to really elaborate on that. But leadership,
Okay.
that's a challenge.
So if you had the power to change just one thing in the city tomorrow, what would that one thing be?
That's perfect.
And
That
why?
question was
And
perfect.
why?
And why?
Listen, we're flowing right now. We're flowing. I would change the mindset of the people, right? I think that
Oh my
a lot of us are
God.
waiting for the Savior. We're waiting for the Savior. And a lot of people don't realize we can save ourselves.
Yes.
The three of us collectively together right now, we can save ourselves.
It's definitely the mindset.
Right? It's the mindset.
Yes,
And it's not any shade towards anyone.
No, yeah.
A lot of us have been conditioned to
think
depend on
that
others
way.
or wait for others to come and save
Yes,
us.
Right.
Yes.
We can save ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need nobody to come from other towns. People who are in leadership, even right now in our city, tried leadership in other places. And they said, nah, we good. We don't want you. And they said, all right, let me see where I can go. Trenton.
Right.
Came to Trenton and doing the same thing they would have done in other towns. But other towns said, nah, we good. We don't need you. We've seen your works. And I think so many times, once again, I'll leave it at that. We've been conditioned to think that they look a certain way, they've been certain places, that means they're going to help us.
And it's not.
And they're trying to help themselves.
But yes. So you led within. Now you're thinking about leading from the top.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of leadership do you think Trenton needs right now?
We need somebody who understands Trenton. Somebody who understands Trenton. Right?
Trenton
So
and knows like the root, right?
My family, back then it was called Princeton Avenue. Now
Right,
it's
I remember that.
Martin Luther King Boulevard, right? But my family really came from the trenches, right? And I won't sit up here on camera and say and act as if I was on the block my whole life. I wasn't. Right? I thank God for the opportunity to be able to go to undergrad, to be able to get my master's, to go and to have been through the Corrections Officers Academy and the Police Academy and have traveled outside the country. But very close, I can reach and touch my mother, my father, my aunts, my cousins who have experienced that struggle. We need somebody who understands, not somebody who heard about it,
but not
somebody who understands and have lived it.
Right, absolutely.
And no shade, I'm not asking for you to apologize because you had a silver spoon growing up. and because you didn't have those experiences. But that's what we need.
Right.
Somebody who understands us. When someone
and not
can
trying to come around to figure us out or
bringing somebody with them.
Yeah,
Right.
to tell them what's
I don't
going
need nobody
on.
to go with me, right?
Right.
If I'm going to the Boulevard, if I'm going to Stuyvesant and Hoffman, if I'm going to Lamberton, if I'm going down Bottom, if I'm going East Trenton, Wilbur section, I got family and friends in all those sections.
Yeah.
I know who I
Everybody
can,
know you.
and I take pride in knowing that I'm authentic and I'm the same person in every space. Right. So my job in law enforcement has given me the opportunity to work and to go other places outside of Trenton.
Mhm.
I've been to the governor's mansion, and when I'm there, I'm the same person.
Right.
You're gonna get Cory Isiah McNair from the Boulevard, raised on Boot Knot, right? You're gonna get that same person because I know who I am, right?
Yes, we need that. We need that authentic person that is not afraid to say where you come from, because
Right.
a lot of times, a lot of people that are going up,
Yeah.
they don't
They're
share
ashamed
their
of it.
story.
What?
And it's like, this is what rooted you. This is what got you to this point. How could you
Listen.
forget where you come from?
And
you
why
know?
would you not want to acknowledge
Why would you
or
not
be
listen?
proud
I
of
can
where you
remember my
came
first
from?
time going abroad. I went to Europe. I went to Spain. All right.
Mhm.
And in Spain, they have a certain group of folks, and I won't mention where they come from, but they go to Spain trying to find a better way of life,
Mhm.
right? But a lot of them, they fall short, and they start doing a lot of things that people do right here in Trenton and Philly. They trying to come up. They want to eat, so they're going to take from others to be able to do that. I'm out in Spain and Europe, and I see people walking up, and I'm like, look, give them, you know what's going on. Don't come near me, right? I know, right? Exactly. They in the store, people walking around. Oh, la la la, pocketbooks open. They just
Stick it, yeah.
we're gonna move some furniture in here today if you go into my pocket. And Trenton taught me that. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I can go anywhere in the world and be good.
Yeah.
Not saying I'm bulletproof,
No,
but just saying that I can see.
You're on
I
point.
see the
You're on
signs.
point, and you know what's going on.
And they know what's going on
Like,
too.
don't even try
Cause
to
I
run
give them
that
that look
game
like,
over here.
oh, you
Yeah,
coming
like,
over here? Oh, okay.
I'm on
All right,
you.
okay.
I know what's going on.
I know what's going on. Yeah. So I think Trenton really prepared me for that.
Okay.
It prepared me for that. And I take pride in that. I take pride in my photos from a kid, knowing that my family was on the Boulevard, and once again, they were on the other side of the tracks. But people knew the McNairs. They knew them.
Right.
And when they see us now, God is so amazing when they see that my aunt who was leading, in the wrong way is now a pastor, right? When they see that my mother, who was on the Boulevard as one of her younger sisters, went back and got her high school diploma, her bachelor's and her master's degree, work with youth, right? That's why I said never count people
and
out.
it's definitely in the mind. It's in the mind, because you get caught up in that street mentality. Like,
Yeah.
I tell Ella all the time, like,
Yeah.
I've wasted so much time. I don't want to waste time anymore.
No more.
Like, we wasted so much time hanging out and doing things that didn't apply, didn't push us to be better. But
Right.
now that you get older, you start thinking like, wow, all the time you've wasted.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like, no more time.
You don't get it
wasted.
back.
You don't get it back.
Can't get none of it back.
Right. So I'm happy that you're in that versatile,
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
call it versatile
Yeah.
because you can switch it up.
Look,
You're
So,
professional.
in
You're like a chameleon. You can.
in the academic world, they call it code switching,
Oh,
right?
Okay.
So they call it code switching,
Code
where I can go
switching.
into a space
and
I understand the people that's there.
Because you know how sometimes people go places and they don't know what's going on.
What fork do I use, or what knife do I use? Honestly, I'm about to eat this food. I'm hungry,
Right.
but if I needed to switch up, I
know,
can. I can. And honestly, believe it or not, people love like the core of what we bring.
Yeah.
We trying to emulate us when we go places.
Mhm.
We
They
going
want
in
that
trying to
so
fit in
bad.
with them,
Want
and they trying to be like us.
So bad. Right.
So yeah, that's what I got for you on that.
All right. All right. Now, you handle high pressure roles,
Yeah.
like protecting top officials, managing crisis. What's your personal approach to staying calm and focused?
Taking it back, right, to the roots, to Trenton. Like, I've seen so much here.
Yeah.
Nothing can really rattle me,
rattle.
right? And I do have to attribute that to my experience working in law enforcement and corrections, right? So I worked in state prisons.
Right.
I worked in 2 prisons, and me being a police officer as well. I've been to so many different scenes where people have lost their lives, right? So.
Stop.
All right. So you handled high pressure roles, like protecting top officials, managing crisis. What was your personal approach to staying calm and focused?
Honestly, I would say Trenton, right? So let's just take it back to our roots. I've experienced so much here prior to even going into law enforcement.
Right.
I've seen it, right? And then going in, I've worked in corrections as a CO in state prisons, and I've seen a lot behind the wall. Also, being a municipal police officer, your shift when you go in as a patrolman, give them
It's a
respect
different
because
world.
they experience a lot of
They
trauma,
do.
a lot of trauma. I've seen some of the craziest things,
I bet.
and I'm expected to show up and to help others and put my feelings and my emotions
To the
aside.
side. Yes.
So yeah,
Okay.
I can be cool all day because I've experienced it.
Right. Okay. So what's one lesson that being in law enforcement taught you about people that most wouldn't expect?
One lesson. I would say people want to be heard. People want to be heard. When I've gone to jobs, when I was, working right on the streets, and I would go, let's say, to a domestic or even a car accident where folks are arguing, or even a criminal mischief, or
Right.
just being right in the community. And sometimes you'll hear like law enforcement officers or folks who are interviewing people, like cutting them off. I just listen. And sometimes when people call law enforcement or call the police, they may not even have a crime to report. They just want to be heard.
They just want to be heard.
And before it's all said and done, they're like, "Oh, okay, thanks, officer.
Right.
Thank you."
But I agree with you with that because I'm a big watching ID and all that, so I'm a big person in watching law enforcement stuff.
Yeah.
But I see that when they're not heard,
Yeah.
they get aggressive.
Oh,
they get upset.
I want your supervisor. I want somebody else. But if you like,
If
listen,
you just be like,
I
what's
see
going
you.
on?
I hear you.
Yes.
I'm here.
Tell
Like,
me what's going on. And
before it's all said and done, they're like, all right,
it's
thank
over.
you. Thank you.
Yes.
But
Yes.
then you got
Okay.
some law enforcement that just is rude. They don't know how to approach situations because a lot of them deal with stuff that they're going with personally, and
Yeah.
they don't know how to leave their home life and personal life outside of work.
Right.
So how do you stay focused where you can differentiate the two, where you leave, like, because everybody go through life be life, and people stress, but how do you handle like the stress of the job in your personal life?
So I'm gonna back up a little bit. I like that you actually answered the question initially for me, right? Because I was going to touch on that. When people have interactions with law enforcement, let's be clear: cops are people just like us. And I mentioned earlier in the conversation that we could come from a shooting or a stabbing or even a homicide, and now I'm coming to a domestic dispute, and your boyfriend may have broken your car window. And because I'm not as attentive or I'm not as connected to you, you're like, you ain't listening to me. I want somebody else. When I could just have come from a stabbing or a shooting, right? And so I think it's important to understand when you communicate with people, period, that folks got other things going on, right? Not saying that they shouldn't be doing their job, but just understand that folks have things going on. And touching on the second part of the question, how do I stay grounded? How do I continue to go? Right? Is that the right
Correct.
question?
Absolutely, yes.
I also I have a faith base, right? And so I also go through things. And number one, I'm spiritual, like I pray. And I acknowledge when I'm not okay. Right? So it's okay to not be okay.
Right.
Sometimes I'm like, look, telling my friends, give me a little while, I'm gonna call you back. Let me go
Right
take a
now.
walk.
Yeah.
Let me listen to some music.
Yes.
Right? That's what I do to stay grounded.
Okay. I like that. So you talk a lot about hope and rebuilding. What do you personally pull? Where do you pull your hope from?
We just touched on it a minute ago. I'm gonna go back in. So a part of it, and I haven't made the official announcement yet, but I'll say that I've been moving around the city intentionally, and I've been going to different churches. Right? Since June, I've been to about 19 churches. We haven't missed a Sunday. And being intentional, like I'm going there because I want to feel the people. I want to know what they're thinking, what they feel where they feel the lack is, where they feel we're elevating in or we're doing good in the city. But you have no idea how my cup is running over. Wow. Imagine if you enjoy praise and worship.
Right.
You enjoy hearing a good word. And you're intentionally, right, going to the house of the Lord.
Yes.
And not just one house, but you're going to multiple houses and getting that, and your cup is just filling and pouring over. That's how I get mine. So I'm good. I'm going twofold. I'm going to hear what the folks have to say, but I'm going to get a recharge as well. Yeah. So all day, I never deny that Jesus Christ is my personal savior. Let's be clear. I would not be where I am, and this is not a gospel show, right? But it is what it is.
I was just saying, I was like, you got to keep faith, because God opened doors that no man can open.
Those battles you're going through, those things you're dealing with, I don't want to start preaching because I ain't no pastor, but I'm telling you, when you're in that moment, it's just you and God. I don't know if y'all ever been there, but it's been times when I knew man couldn't help me, and I knew the only way to get through was to trust and have faith in God, and that's how I get through.
They say you either pray or worry. You can't do both.
Pray or worry. You can't do both.
So I learned
let go.
Yeah, let go and let God.
Let God, definitely. All right, so how do you balance serving the community and protecting your own peace at the same time? Because I know it could be like a lot for you, especially overwhelming, and just balancing your life, because what you're doing is a very important role. And once you go to the next step, it's going to be even more. Like, how do you?
Like, Cory, where you at? You can't be traveling, taking a vacation. What? So honestly, as I mentioned, since June, I've been in church every Sunday. And we know usually vacations usually are like Thursday to Sunday or Wednesday to Sunday. So I didn't take a vacation all summer, So it was a sacrifice. Let's be clear. But hold on. Before January, I will be going somewhere. So I'm putting this on the record. I'm flying out for a few days somewhere. I need to get to somebody beach. I need to have a good time. So yeah, I enjoy being able to get on a plane. As soon as I get on the plane, I'm telling you, before the plane actually takes off, I'm snoring. I enjoy taking naps on planes. I enjoy that. So, yeah, every once in a while, let's be clear, when I take that seat, right, when I'm in that seat, I'm going to be here and committed. But every once in a while, you're going to see me with some shades on. I'm going to be, out every once. Maybe 1 or 2 days. Not long, but,
It's okay to do that. You have to, you have
to be a balance.
Definitely, especially with a big role. You don't want to be
burnt out
or overwhelmed and just overstressed, and then you just become this grouch, this mean
even mothers.
person.
Mothers, y'all have children, fathers. When you're dealing with your kids every day, I don't have any kids, but y'all got kids, right? So when you're dealing with your kids every day, sometimes you need a woosah moment, right? And you feel better afterwards?
All the time.
Go get your nails done, your hair done, lashes, all that.
I can just sit right here. I can just sit right here.
And take it all in.
Just take it all in.
Yeah, we need
that.
But
sometimes we take the littlest things for granted.
Yeah.
And like I said, once the time's gone, you can't get it back. And it's like we be so focused on what's ahead of us that we can't really see the full picture of what's going on, because we're so caught up in, I gotta get here. And by the time
everybody depending on you too. They calling you. Like, give me a break.
Like, I need a minute. Just 1 minute.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so there's been a buzz about you possibly stepping into a bigger role in leadership in 2026. So what's driving that? Like, where did the drive come from? Like, what made you want to be like, I'm doing this? From coming from law enforcement to actually stepping into this is like a big role.
Yeah. I think, honestly, going back to the roots, I think oftentimes, and I won't say as if I'm different. I think I've looked to people, right? And I've said, they have the answer. When I didn't realize all the time the answer was within me, right? It's within us. Strategizing, having conversations. When I go to these churches, I'm asking them, what do y'all need? Right? I know what I want and what I need, but what do we all need? And if we sit down and have those conversations, we can be able to create a plan together. And so, why? Because too long, and I'm trying to be real nice right now, because when I get passionate, I start really.
Off script.
Yeah. So I would say it's time. It's time that we stop sitting back. That I stop sitting back and allowing folks to poverty pimp our community, and make us feel as though if we don't line up with what they think is for us, that we're going to be left behind, right? And so I personally feel within that if you're exposed to something and it's not right, you're just as bad as the person, right?
Absolutely.
So if I see you doing something wrong that I know is wrong, and I'm okay with it, and I don't speak, or maybe I'm not okay with it, but I don't speak up.
Yeah.
Why are you here?
Part of the problem.
God allows you to be in certain spaces. You see a problem, you don't address the problem. You just sit back and say, "Well, I'm eating good, so I'm good." No.
That's not how it goes, right?
Nah, it's bigger than me.
Right.
When
the problem is like from within. It comes within. So with people with leadership, like you were just saying, like you're tired of like seeing that, and I feel like most of the things come from within. They're not doing anything to change it.
Yeah.
They're just sitting back like, well, I'm eating good. It's all right. They'll figure it out.
But so often I say, you know, and not just unique to just Trenton. So I ain't gonna dog Trenton out in terms of leadership, but I will say that if you go to other towns, right, suburban towns where people have more affluence, right, and they may have been exposed to different, let's just say exposed to more and different, right, when it comes to the political realm.
Okay.
They hold their elected officials accountable. And not saying we don't do that, but on a scale that probably dominates us, right? I realize locally that being a politician is celebrity, right? So it's celebritized. Like if I'm in this role and I show up, it's me,
it's a big deal.
Right? Yeah. It's a big deal. Yeah. I'm like, nah, shrink yourself, elevate them. Show up for them. Right. Don't show up because you feel like you looking good and you on stage and you taking photos and all right, I'll give you this photo, but what are you doing for me? Right? When we go to these small businesses that are opening in our downtown area, not many, but there's a few, right? Because I don't even want to get started. I will if you want to, but it's depressing. Right? Yes. So
we're gonna stroll and talk about
okay, well if you want to, guess what? You lead. But what I will say is if you're gonna show up for a photo op, that's all fine and good. But come with some strategy as well, right? So if I have a small minority-owned business in your community and you are the leader, when you show up and you know there are certain government issue funds or there's grants you've applied for and you've gotten, show up for this photo op, but also show up with a packet and say, after we get off this camera, right, and we stop looking so good and we got our suits on and all that, and people are smiling for Facebook and social media, fill out this packet.
Right.
It's gonna help
you can cover your rent for the next 12 months off this, right? Because there's money that has been reallocated from the federal government, right?
And a lot of people don't know.
Folks don't know about.
Just because they're gatekeeping and they give it to who they want to give it to.
They give it to those who are going to follow their agenda.
Right,
right? Those who are going to make them look good.
Right.
Those who are going to door knock with them. And those, honestly, sometimes they don't even live here in the community, can't even vote. But those who are going to speak their name. Even folks who don't support me, I'm still going to give you access because it's bigger than me.
Right.
When you have a business in my community, in the town that I'm speaking, that I am going to be a leader in, everybody wins. You may not like me personally, but I like what I see in my downtown area.
Right.
I like that we can't find no parking because people are tripping over each other to be able to go to different restaurants and let's say nightlife bars and you know, just ice cream shops and coffee shops. I would love to see that.
I would love that.
What?
Like that's what we're missing.
Can you imagine?
Oh my God,
Look at,
I missed the old
have you been to
downtown.
Hoboken before?
Yes.
Have you been to Jersey City?
Yes, their downtown is, we just catch the train and just walk.
We got to get on the New Jersey Transit
and
go there.
This is what
they should be coming here.
Yes, right. This is the capital. This should be a whole revamp of downtown. I don't know exactly who's the person who handles all of that stuff downtown, but whoever it is, they need to step their game up. Bad.
Listen, we gotta have a part two because I tell you who they are,
because we have to go into details, but that's on another note because we're here for you today.
Right.
But
so,
yes,
when you look at the next chapter for Trenton, right? What kind of change do you want to be a part of, whether you're mayor or not?
Just what we touched on. I want to be a part of a city that's thriving, right? Before there was, and this dates me and all of us probably put together. But before there was a Quaker Bridge Mall, there was State and Broad, right? There were stores that people came to, and our folks out there watching, right? I just thought about that name. Our spirits are aligned. My grandmother often talks about Sears and Woolworth. So you know where DMV is now.
Yes.
That was Sears. Right? People flooded downtown from all over the county and went to the mall.
And ours was the mall downtown.
That was it.
Remember
you're going into town? So, yeah, I'm 37. I don't know. I heard about it, but listen, we need it again.
Yes, we had a movie theater downtown. We had McDonald's downtown.
I remember Roy Rogers at the train station.
Yeah,
Roy Rogers.
I used to go train station just
to go for the
just
chicken.
To go there.
Yes.
So I want that. I want that. Envision a town where people are tripping over each other to be able to get into the latest store.
Yes. Go
right?
have a cup of tea. Go
like,
converse with people and have a good powwow, drinking some coffee or something outside.
Where you at? You come into town, you visiting my friends from Cali coming out here, meet me downtown. Yes. There's parking. Park in the parking garage over there on Front Street. Right?
There's like no parking. And God forbid you jump out real quick, you come out, you got a ticket on your car. Somebody
and I want to be clear. Right, so most folks are inboxing me. That's not me. I love that person as well. They're doing their job, but that's not me. I had somebody make a whole post on Facebook about me, and they said he, and it's a she that's gave him a ticket. Oh, nah, I don't mess with him no more. He gave me 2 tickets. I'm like, bro, I did not give you a ticket. I promise. I may give you a ticket if I have to, but I do not give out sweeper tickets. I do not give out parking tickets. I'm out here, doing other things. Talking to these beautiful women on the podcast, right? That's what I'm doing.
So you always been hands-on, right?
Mm-hmm.
How would you keep the same connection to the people if you ever did step in City Hall? Like, would you still, how I see you out now.
Yeah.
Before you even, I always see you.
Yeah.
So you always been like out there. Everybody loves you.
Mm-hmm.
And it might be some, but I don't know. It's like you get so much love everywhere you go. Cory. So, like, how would you still keep that same connection? Like, once you, because we speaking that
Amen.
Into existence.
From your mouth to God's ears.
Right. We speaking that.
God, you hear us, right?
God, right? We speaking that. Once you get in there, is your energy, is the connection still
Absolutely.
with the people?
Like, I think that a good leader needs to have an open door policy. Mm-hmm. Let's be clear. I ain't want everybody walking up into my office every day now. Like, hold on, I'm having a meeting.
Right.
But an open door policy is necessary, right? You should never shut yourself off from the community. And you need to be out here in these streets, right? I think it's important that you take rides around the city. Somebody said once, and I have to be careful with speaking about different roles that I've been in, but someone said, whenever Cory driving, Cory always, riding in the city. I'm like, oh, you're going to see this city, right? We ain't riding on 29 is nice.
Right.
But we're not riding on 29. I'm taking you down Stuyvesant. We're going down Hermitage. I'm taking you to Walnut. We're going to Hampton. I'm taking you on Lamberton. We're going to Bridge Street. Like, we're going to places that you need to see, right? I need to see that. And hold me accountable, right? Hold me accountable. Hit me up. Yo, Cory, you saw that house on 2nd Street. The front is coming off. Did you see that? Because I won't see that from 29.
Right.
I'll see that if I'm there.
Right.
And so I think it's important that folks in the community hold their elected officials accountable. I don't want to see you at Cooper's, right? I want to see you there, but after you've been to the streets where the people really are, right? And so I vow, that's a promise I can make, because I'll be living here in the city, and I vow to continue to keep that same energy and be out here in these streets.
Okay, so Cory, what's the legacy you want to leave behind when it's all said and done?
Wow, that's deep. That's deep. So I want to be right here in this moment. So I want the folks to remember that I was here, right? That I cared, and that I made a change that was impactful, a positive change in our community. Right? Because so many folks, I think they have to, and this happens with a lot of our elected officials, they think that they should never pass the baton, or they should never train up another generation to come behind them. People just holding on. They holding on, but we have to train others up. And it's okay for you to have your legacy. Like, you've done good for our community. You gave us hope. But we got to train up the next generation too. Right. So when they think about me, I want them to know that Cory was here, Cory cared, and he sparked change, But Cory also trained the next generation. he reached down and said, come on, like, y'all can do this too.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because what good am I if I leave and I haven't prepared anybody else to take over?
Right. Absolutely. A lot of people be selfish.
What?
They don't want to
They don't want to get that up.
They want to give the blueprint out.
Listen,
you know? And
I said I enjoy vacation, and I'm 37. I'll be 38 in July. Right? I'm an 88 baby.
Okay.
But when I do get to that point, you know, when I can retire, I want to retire.
Right. Absolutely.
I don't want to gatekeep. I don't want to stay in the position for 50 years.
Right. You
no.
Be smiling with the person that you done trained up. Listen, and you be like, wow, he making me
that gives me hope.
Proud. Yeah.
To see somebody actually come up from the same places that I came up from and see them be successful. That's important to me.
Yeah, that makes
I'm like,
you
look,
feel good. Even if it don't make the next person feel good, you know that you accomplished something and you won.
Yeah. Yes, man. Yes.
This was amazing. Yeah. All right, so we're here with Cory McNair.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about growing up in Trenton and what shaped you the most.
Let's see. Growing up in Trenton, I'm just a regular guy. Nothing unique about me. I was born, I mentioned Helen Ford Hospital over on Brunswick Avenue. My family lived on Princeton Avenue at the time. I stayed there for the first year of my life, and then I moved over to West Trenton. So I grew up on Hermitage and Bootnot to be specific. I went to Cadwalader Elementary School over on Edgewood. Then I went to Sacred Heart on South Broad Street. Came back, went to Granville. Came back and went to Granville. And then Granville closed in my 9th grade year. Anybody who knows anything about Trenton at that time, 03, 04, 05, we had some issues, right? We had some gang issues. And so my grandmother at the time thought that she was advocating, and she was. And she went to Mr. Bill Tracy over at Daylight Twilight High School on Bellevue Avenue. And she went there and she begged him for me to go to that high school. And I think they were wondering, like, wait, so has he ever been in trouble? Did he drop out? Like, what happened? But all she saw was it was a smaller setting, and she thought that I would be safer being at Twilight. So at 15, in my 10th grade year, I went to Daylight Twilight High School, and I finished, which would have been my 11th grade year, and then went on to college. But traditionally, I wasn't a Daylight Twilight High School student, but that's where I went. That's where I got my diploma from.
So any childhood moment that still drives your decisions today?
So many. I can remember, and this goes back to our first African-American mayor in the city of Trenton, Douglas H. Palmer.
Oh my God.
As a kid, listen, that was
a good
Douglas Palmer was a mentor to everybody in the city, right? Let's be clear. At 11 years old, I organized my very first community cleanup day. Wow. And it was at the corner of Bootnot and Hermitage. And so I created this little flyer from my desktop Dell computer, who, what, when, where, and why. And I created a document, and I passed it out to all my neighbors. And I said, we're going to be cleaning on this day. And the local businesses came together. Anybody who knows Ulabala, right? So now it's Big Easy's, but at the time it was Ulabala's on Hermitage. He donated a case. Back then we used to drink Mystics. So a case of Mystics, and he gave us some food, and the corner store gave us some different snacks. And at the time we had a Department of Recycling on Brunswick Avenue. They donated the rakes and the brooms and the bags. And I had my very first community cleanup. That was my first time actually tapping into being like a community servant, I guess, or like doing community work. And the response was so great. And there was a guy who worked for the mayor's office at the time that came out and said, this guy is 11 years old and he's doing community service work already. Wow. The mayor wants you to come and be a part of his youth advisory council, right? So just imagine my very first time doing something positive for my community, and the mayor, the first Black mayor of the city, saw me. And that just, I guess, impelled me to just continue that work. And here I am, 37 years old, still having cleanup days, right? Still doing that work because someone saw me. And I think that's important. I mentioned during our conversation earlier, people want to be seen and they want to be heard. And they saw me. Amen. It's God. They saw me, they heard me, and that was something I can remember. So shout out to Mayor Douglas H. Palmer for seeing me at 11 years old. And the funny part is, and I'm going to speak this, when I'm elected, I'll be 38 years old, right? And people think that's so young. When Mayor Douglas H. Palmer was elected, he was the youngest mayor, and he was 38 years old.
Right.
So,
wow. So this is a question a little bit off script.
yeah.
So how, it's like a drastic change, or is it not? Going from a detective to a mayor. That's like a big, like, career change.
If you look at it that way, I think that, outside of being a detective, I have a nonprofit. I'm doing community service work.
You have a lot.
I have a lot going on. So people, and that's why I recently put up my bio online, because people were saying, well, he's just a cop, right?
You're more than that.
And so I had to show them, oh, it's many different parts to Cory Isiah McNair. And so, not only having the academic, right? So the academia behind me, the master's degree in leadership, I've also shown that in the work that I've been doing as well, right? So from having a nonprofit, being a founder, from organizing community cleanup days.
So my last and final question before we wrap it up, Cory.
Yeah.
Once you do become that mayor of the city of Trenton, what would be your first thing that you would put into place to help the community of Trenton?
Oh my God! And so I don't want anyone to steal my plan, but so no. I'm joking. I'll tell you guys, right? And this is a serious topic, and it's perfect that we are standing right on top of the tunnel on Route 29. One of our largest assets in the city of Trenton is Trenton Waterworks. And right now we are facing losing that largest asset, nearly $1 billion, right? $1 billion business that we have. One of the first things I'm going to do on day one, we're getting dirty, we're rolling our sleeves up, and we're going down to the Trenton Waterworks, and we're going to devise a plan. I don't want a committee to strategize for the next 2-3 years on how we can save it. We're going to figure out how we can save right now in real time the most valuable asset we have in this city, right? Talk about revenue, talk about our community, talk about Trenton growing and elevating and being on the map for being the capital of New Jersey. We got to save what we already have. It's been mismanaged. So the very first day, people talk about their own personal assets, having an accountant, having a financial planner. But where's the financial planner for Trenton? Let's protect what we already have. We want to build more, but what we got now that we can actually build upon. That's it.
Yes. So thank you again.
Yes, thank y'all. Thank y'all. Appreciate you.
Your time on Queen of
Yes.
So we are going to end this, and thank you again, and good luck with everything.
And we'll see you
at the top.
November 2026. I love y'all, Trenton. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
We're going to see you at the top.
We need change, y'all. Love y'all.
Love you too.
Today was amazing. Y'all did good. Super excited. Listen,
I'm so happy that you took the time out.
Yeah.
To give us that little bit of part of you.
Listen, I'm happy y'all decided to interview me.
And you really showed up.
Listen.
And you showed out.
I'm showing up. I'm showing up for Trenton every time.
Because guess what?
Every time.
When I reached out, I was like, he ain't going to do it.
Please, no.
Because we just start, and some people probably be like, well, who is they? They ain't really got no platform, but I really
And I think that's what we got to tap into. We got to tap into those. I said earlier, don't sleep on the person today, because you never know where they're going tomorrow.
That's right.
You never know where they're going.
Really appreciate it so much.
Yes, ma'am.